Hi, everyone. My name is Amit, and I'm really excited to share my research today on the heart's hidden shield against cancer. Cancer is the second leading cause of death worldwide, but thanks to advances in medicine, nowadays many types of cancers can be treated effectively. However, the treatment gets challenging when cancer spreads in the body, a process called metastasis. This happens when cancer cells dislodges from the original tumor, circulate around the bloodstream and invade other organs. They can spread into the stomach, for example, liver, and other organs. But here's something strange. Cancer almost never spreads to the heart. Think about it. Has anyone ever heard of heart cancer? I hope not. This is a very rare phenomenon. And why is the heart so resistant to cancer? This is the question I'm exploring in radiology lab at the University of Toronto by modeling cancer metastasis outside of the body on a chip. Now, to model cancer metastasis, the first step is to create a porous tube that can mimic the porosity of blood vessels so that the cancer cells can get into and spread. Next, we place this tube in a platform with 5 small chambers. All of these chambers are connected together only through the porous tube. Then we can grow many versions of actual organs in each of these chambers, for example, liver, heart, or breast cancer. Then to simulate blood flow, we place the whole device on a rocker with gentle tilting motion, causing the cell media going back and forth through the permeate tube. Now, to create this porous tube, we use 3D printing using coaxial needle, which is basically 2 needles, one into the other one. And through the outer needle, we perfuse a photocurable polymer called POMAC, but in the shape of granules or microparticles. Through the inner needle, we perfuse a temporary gel to just keep the tube open during the printing, and it will be washed away after curing. Then as the material gets out of the needle, we just use UV light to cure it. I coined these tubes permeate tube because they can mimic the permeability of blood vessels. Here you can see how we can use a 3D printer to precisely print these tubes. And this is what the final version of the device looks like. Now let's look at the tubes at high magnification. These SEM images show the topography and cross-sectional view of the tubes. You'll notice there are 2 types of porosity. There are larger pores with a size of around 20 micrometers. And inside them, there are smaller pores with a size of around 2 to 4 micrometers. So we first set up the device to study cancer metastasis to liver tissue. So we start by culturing liver cells, and then we introduce highly aggressive breast cancer cells to the middle chamber of the device. Here on these images, you can see the permeate tube in blue and cancer cells in green on how they want to enter the porosity of the tube to spread. Next, we track cancer migration over time. So we use a fluorescent microscope where only the cancer cells and the tube was visible in green. So on day 0, right after adding the cancer cells, you can see all the cells were in the middle well, as expected, no migration. On day 6, you can see a few of them have already migrated to other chambers inside the device. And by day 10, the cancer has almost fully spread across the platform. So we repeated the same experiment, but this time with the heart tissue to see what happens. Here you can see a video of the heart that we created from stem cells. So this little heart is just 2 millimeter by 2 millimeter. I think too small to be a Valentine gift. But so we did the same experiment with the heart tissue and tracked cancer metastasis. As you can see on day 0, there is no migration as expected. Day 6, still no migration. And even by day 10, we did not see any sort of migration in the presence of heart tissue, which was fascinating. So why is the heart so resilient to cancer? One reason might be attributed to the proteins that are secreted by the heart, which can inhibit cancer metastasis. In fact, we're going to dig deeper into the tissues that we fabricated to analyze such proteins. Who knows, maybe one day we can develop a drug inspired by the heart to combat cancer. After all, the heart might not just beat for us, it might also hold the key to fighting cancer. Thank you for your attention.